And we'll open it up for questions.
Well, first of all, just really appreciate the Cheez-It Bowl, all the people who worked so hard to make this a great experience. We had a blast. We had a great week. That's our 8th bowl win in our last 10 attempts. And, man, the reason is because of how we got good players, but they got to buy into how we prepare. And, man, those guys, they did an amazing job of just getting ready. We had great preparation in Clemson, and we had great preparation down here. And we had a lot of fun, too. And just really proud of the team for getting ready. It was an awesome experience for us. And then congratulations to Iowa State. That's a good football team. They were exactly who they've been all year. You just know it's going to come down to a possession. And, they're a scrappy team. But, man, the credit belongs to our players. I don't know if y'all heard me out there, but, we had 28 scholarship players unavailable tonight. 28. And then 2 more, Booth and Skowski. They're pretty good. They go out. So 30 scholarship players unavailable. And then some pretty good coaches that are no longer with us, and an AD sitting on the beach under an umbrella right now. All right, so that's a lot that's gone on around these guys in the last few weeks. And, man, I just couldn't be more proud of our staff. That's a lot of players. 9 guys that went in the portal somewhere between September and whenever, and then 19 guys out with injury, or we had 3 guys in COVID protocol. And most of them have been out all year. And for these guys to just continue to hang in there, the coaches continue to hang in there and just find a way, all kind of musical chairs up front. Man, I'm just really proud of this team. And to be sitting here 10-3 after starting 2-2, it's just incredible. And it just speaks to the leadership and the character of the young men in our program, culture of our program, the heart of our coaching staff as well. And the foundation that we have at Clemson. So, man, it was just an amazing experience out there tonight. I appreciate our fans. We had an awesome crowd. It was a great environment. Man, Orlando is amazing. This is a great place, to host a game. So just again, overall, awesome game. A lot of big plays in the game. Ebbs and flows, and none bigger than the pick 6 that we had, and a big touchdown by Shipley, and a huge kick by Potter as well. But just proud of the team and the staff for getting it done. And 11 straight years of 10-plus wins there's only a couple other teams in the history that's done that. So that's not easy to do. And that's what we set out to do back in 2009, was to become a consistent winning program. We're not going to win the national championship every year. We're not going to win the league every year. We're not going to the playoff every year. But if we can be a consistent program on and off the field, then we'll have those special moments. And the best thing about this team is all the stuff that they had to deal with this year. And we set a school record. 84 guys made a 3.0 or better. 84 guys, 29 graduates, a bunch of them with master's degrees, 84 guys with a 3.0 or better in the midst of our worst season in a long time. Man, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and just really proud of a great group of young men. I'm really proud of Mario. I was talking to the team about Mario a week or so ago about this young man, because, he didn't get off to a good start. Kind of like a lot of 18-year-olds, a little immature, not quite as focused, a little distracted. In my office a couple times when he didn't need to be in my office. Got my foot in his rear a few times, and but you don't know what you don't know. And now, here he is. First team all-conference. Had his best semester academically in his entire career, like a 3.46 GPA in the fall. Was voted team captain by his team. Going to the Senior Bowl. That's what is great about coaching, is seeing transformation and seeing young men buy in. He'd have probably been in the portal if the portal had been around back in his sophomore year. But to be up here on this moment with this guy right now, he knows. Man, this is a winner. He's equipped. He's equipped. Whoever gets Mario, man, this dude right here, He's a grown man, and he gets it, and he's equipped because of what he's been through and because he hung in there. And, man, I'm just so proud. Nobody deserves it more than this guy. He's been amazing. And, again, to see him voted captain. And then DJ, I mean, what he's been through this year going to make him better. And his last 4 or 5 weeks, man, he's been at his best. He hadn't complained one time. 7 scholarship receivers. Who can survive that? Who can survive 7 scholarship receivers out 3 games in a row and just keep finding a way? This guy here, he's got a heart of a champion, unbelievable character, and I'm just really, really proud of him. You know, and we weren't very good around him early in the season, and because of that, his mistakes as a young player were magnified. Every young player, quarterback I've had has had mistakes, but we weren't quite as good around him as we were those other guys. But his process has been sped up because of that. His process of becoming a leader, his maturation, his toughness, his preparation, his attention, everything. Man, I just am really proud of where he is and how he led and how he never flinched. And, man, he's been in a skillet and a frying pan all season long. And I've been right there with him, and he hadn't flinched. And he's a winner. And just appreciate his leadership. So I wanted to make sure I said that about these 2 guys.
All right, let's take some questions. If you raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you, starting over front row on the right.
So, Mario, it's not often you see a defensive player getting a player of a game award like that. What does that say about your defense, and what lessons, perhaps from Coach Swinney, have you learned to get to that point?
It means a lot about our defense. You know, everyone counted our defense out because they thought Coach V was gone, but we got Wes and Coach Khan, and they know what they're doing. They've been here a while, and everybody just got faith in them. And just to go out there and play our hearts out for them meant a lot to us, and we wanted to just leave it all out on the field for them. And the Coach Swinney question, it just means a lot. You know, we've been through a lot. I was in his office a couple times, and I greatly appreciate him and the rest of the coaching staff just pushing me to become a better man on and off the field, and just in my daily life, really.
All right, we'll stay up front on the left.
Hey, Dabo. What message do you think Mario's journey of staying at Clemson when he could have chosen to go somewhere else could send to younger players in your locker room and in your program and maybe even elsewhere?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm not a big fan of you know, the easy way out. And I can just tell you, if it had been around his sophomore year, he'd have been in it. There ain't no doubt. And he's a perfect example of you know, and not that there's not good, legit reasons from time to time, but he's a perfect example of what happens when you grow through adversity. You know, adversity is good for us. It makes you depend on God, makes you dig deeper. You know, and the biggest thing in our program, our goals are to graduate our players, to equip them and develop them as men, to have a good experience and to win a championship. He's the epitome of all those things. He's equipped. He's developed. He's transformed. And then learning to be committed to excellence in everything you do. Not just football. Not just having your identity in football. Football is so fleeting. It's a if he's playing football at 27, he's an old man. This is a, you know, college football should be about developing men. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I've always been passionate about. That's what I'm going to always be passionate about. And, man, this is what coaching's all about to me. Man, he's got an unbelievable family. And you know, they've been pushing on their end, we're pushing on this end. But at the end of the day, you have to grow. And you know, young people need guidance. Young people need accountability. And, man, but you have to buy into that. And he's just he's special. I mean, he really is. I mean, he went from the bottom of the accountability teams to the top, to being voted by his team as a captain, a permanent captain. That's all you need to know. To me, there's no greater compliment than to be voted captain by your team. because they know. And it's just awesome to see how he's grown and matured. And then again, excellence in the classroom, excellence in his social life, excellence in football, excellence in his preparation. And so, you when you're 18 and 19, most young 18 and 19-year-olds are usually irrational, emotional, and usually not very mature, and they should be. And but when you're 22, how old are you now? 21.
22,
all right.
Week and a half.
That was the other thing. He got here at like 17. But when you're 22 years old, you have a different perspective on things, and you kind of been through some stuff, and you've made it through, and it makes you a little more confident. And so when he has challenges, he'll have more challenges along the way, but he's prepared. He's equipped to go deal with them. He'll push right through.
Coach, every season's different. Every season has its own challenges and so forth. How do you characterize the 2021 Clemson Tigers?
Yeah, I'm as proud of this team as the 15-0 team when we held up the trophy in past wherever the heck we were, Santa Clara or wherever that was. I'm as proud of this team as I was that team. That team stayed healthy. We didn't have anywhere near the challenges that this team had. I mean, it's incredible what they had to deal with this year. And then you got criticism and negativity and all that crap, and they never flinched. They kept fighting, they kept the faith, and they finished. And I'm just really, really proud of them. So as I said earlier, man, I look at every team like one of your children. And if you have children, I got 3 boys and they're all different, right? If you have any kids, they have different personalities and different journeys and different challenges, and I love that about starting over every year, because you truly start over, because it's new leadership, it's new challenges, new struggles, new journey. Man, I love this team. Very similar to our 2014 team that we had. Actually, ironically, right here in this bowl game, that was one of my favorite teams as well. I've never judged a team based on a championship. Never. Like, ever. Because you know what? There's a lot of things that go into winning a championship. I mean, just because you don't win the championship doesn't mean this team was any less committed than our 2018 team that won it all. This team was just as committed, just as passionate, unbelievable group. So, I judge them based on their commitment to excellence, how they handle themselves off the field, what type of teammates they are, how they respond, how we practice, the camaraderie and chemistry, the development of the leadership, that their passion, their toughness. That's how I judge these teams. And this team is right there with any team I've had. And I wish we'd have won them all. We didn't. Sometimes you're not quite good enough. That's okay. But they've laid it on the line every single week, and I'm just really, really proud of them. There's not many programs out there that could have done what this group did this year.
Going back right.
Hey, Coach. Another guy that's come under a lot of criticism, most of it undue, is Robbie Caldwell. Yeah. And he gets a Gatorade bath out there tonight and a lot of love and seemed very emotional. Was there any significance to some of that? Or?
Yep. Don't act like you don't know. I know you know. But I appreciate y'all kind of respecting the process with Robbie, because, man, he deserves it. But he's coached and I wrote his name down right here, so I appreciate you asking about him. And that was a special moment on the field, and we had a special moment in the locker room. He's been coaching 40-something years. He's been leading young people. And, man, I love Robbie Caldwell. He's 68, and, this was his last on-the-field game tonight. And the team has known that. And, again, I'm sure y'all have probably known that. So I appreciate y'all and how y'all handled the process in allowing this to play out the way it has. But, man, he came here in 2011 and has had 11 straight 10-plus win seasons and a couple of national championships and a bunch of ACC championships and a bunch of big wins along the way. But he and I talked about this last year, and he really wanted to go one more year. And man, I am so thankful that he did, because there ain't many people that could have handled what we had to handle in that offensive line this year. It took a dang salty, savvy veteran like Robbie Caldwell to be able to hold it together the way we did this year with such chaos up front. And I love him. He and his wife is Nora. The good news is he's not going anywhere. He's going to transition off the field and going to run our high school relations and sophomore transition and working some scouting as well. So I'm really thankful that he's going to be with us, but it's time, and he's excited about a new role and a new opportunity to impact the team. And so Thomas Austin will be moving in our offensive line job, and then Crowder is moving into Thomas's analyst role, and Brandon Thomas, who just retired from the Jaguars, is coming to be the offensive line grad assistant. So we're going to have BT and Big Thomas Austin taking the reins from Robbie Caldwell, and going to be coaching those guys on the field. And so it's going to be a great transition, man. I'm super excited. And like I said, we knew this was going to happen. That's why I went and got Thomas last year from Georgia State and brought him on in so we could have a smooth transition. And but just appreciate Robbie. Appreciate who he is. He's an unbelievable person of character. Will do anything. He'll pick up trash. He'll clean the bus. He'll wipe the tables down. He every year when we go through job responsibilities and descriptions, he always puts on there, look for work. That's this guy drove the bus at 16. He drove the bus. Can y'all imagine that? At 16 years old, he drove the bus, did the route, picked him up, brought the bus home at night, drove the bus to play baseball. He was the bus driver at 16 years old. What 15 years old? It was a different planet. But he's amazing, and it was awesome being able to give him a game ball.
Over here on the left.